Exhibition Centre in Liverpool. It's the first of 4 finals this afternoon, and what a start to the finals we have. It's the BC1 category, and it's David Smith versus Kai Sun. David Smith, well known in the BC1 category, of course, number 1 in the BC1's gold in Rio and silver in London in the Paralympics, and is the defending champion. Kai Sun, he's had a fantastic tournament and won 2 out of his 3 games in the pool, and even beat Perez in the semi-final. Daniel Perez of Holland, who is ranked number 2 in the BC1 category. What a final it is shaped up to be. Can David Smith defend his championship? I've got a slight feeling in me this is going to be a fantastic final, Pete.
Yeah, I hope so. I've seen a lot of drops and changes here with certain games, and it's been thrilling, and I hope for it to finish that in this category.
Well, all eyes are on show court for this one. All 4 finals will be on the show court, and there is a fantastic crowd around the show court and in the stands.
Yeah, usually we get a chance to actually see some of the game from the side up here, but we can't actually see the court at all from all the bodies in front of us.
That just shows the level of attraction that David Smith has in the BC1 category, and of course this being the final as well. Just going through a few warm-ups before the game begins, but just looking at Smith's progress through to the final. He beat Pratt in the semi-finals in a very tight game, 5-4 as well.
Very, very tight. Yeah, the comfortable couple of points the third end, taking into the final end, but it was squeaky bum times to call it in the final end there, but you're just sitting waiting for the outcome of the other player finishing the balls.
And the lights have been dimmed, and it's the bright light of the show court that is beaming out. And if you look at Kai Sun, he amazingly beat Daniel Perez in the semi-final 6-0 as well. It wasn't just didn't just get to the final.
He ground him down. He did,
really
point after point, after end after end. And Perez as well won silver, he said, in Rio. So that's another big name that's been taken out of competition in these stages. Just shows you what can happen.
Well, we are in store for a classic in the BC1 category. Can Kai Sun upset the world number 1? It would be some upset if he could.
Don't think the home crowd want an upset, but want an enthralling game, so we'll see what happens.
Trying to get the best of both, let's hope so. It should be, whatever happens, a very exciting matchup and a pleasure to be here as well. And I'm sure all the viewers at home will be eagerly anticipating this final. The only GB athlete to reach one of the individual finals this year. All eyes on David Smith here in Liverpool, the Exhibition Centre on home turf.
Formalities out of the way.
How are your nerves going into a final, Peter? You've played a lot of games, obviously, in a short amount of time, but the adrenaline must be immense when it gets to the final.
And the heart really starts racing here, because you're thinking, just one more, you know, and it's mine. And just learn to control that. He's been there at the top for that so long. He should be able to control that. But this new kid in the block, as you say, can he actually keep him down? That's always a struggle for any athlete at the top.
And he's gone for his routine short play, 3.5 metres for David Smith. That's pretty routine for Smithy.
Yeah. Keep something that works.
It's always the first few balls that gets the heart racing, like Peter said, and the tension's flowing. And
he's not happy with that.
Not the greatest of starts, really, for David Smith. Gives Kai Sun a good look at the jack.
So possibly these finals might be best to go blue, because it's on edge so much. You're thinking, I must nail this, I must nail this. Whereas kind of blue's saying, just let's see what we can do. You're more relaxed, taking the second shot here. That's my feeling on things. Good line, just not at the pace there.
Yeah, he was on target for the jack, but it's pace lacking. And we'll see a lot of reactions from Kai Sun. I think we've heard his roar and his cheers from our out court throughout his progress to the final. And you can see Kai Sun going deep into his box.
Wonder if that first ball caused him difficulties later on. Oh. Just missed that jack. Closest.
Slightly missing, but it does mean that David Smith will throw again. You can just feel the tension in the room, and all eyes are glued. No one's looking anywhere else.
Some parts of the crowd just want to throw that ball themselves to support the person they're cheering for.
Of course, a large contingency for David Smith. That's really nicely played from David Smith.
Yeah. All achievement squad there.
That'll calm him down a bit.
Yeah. Settle the nerves.
What can Kai Sun do now?
Connection.
Very nice connection. And just nudges it.
It's not far enough.
Right. But leaves a gap now of that red ball of Smith. And then the jack.
Want to have a look. See how far it is.
Our first look for Kai Sun from China. Fourteenth ranked in the BC1 category.
The points accumulated here will really help him on his way to the Paralympics in a couple of years' time.
Of course, back in Asia as well, in Tokyo.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd love to be a part of it.
Coming off. Let's see that now.
Just saw that gap, and he's
You can build into that.
built a nice foundation, I agree. For Sun.
It's that short balls causing a bit of problems now. Haven't come round it.
Oh, he's not happy with that as it hit one of the ball on the outer side of the jack.
Taking those shots, you have to, in your own reality, in your mind, that ball doesn't exist no more. You know, so you don't see it at all. Just focus on what you have to get beyond that point. It's very hard to
I can imagine. Especially when the pressure is ranked up as much as this in the final against the number 1 in the BC3 category, David Smith. Which really is a fantastic opportunity for Kai Sun.
Over.
Not what he wanted, and he's used up all his balls, so maybe a chance for David Smith to build 1 or 2 points going into the second end, and it would be a dream start for David Smith.
Where that final ball's finished there, it's kind of helped David here in building up upside.
Oh, it's took an unfavourable bounce. That's what the softball does. And at the moment it remains at 1 point. But 3 balls still remaining.
You should aim for the blue instead of the red. There's always a chance of that happening, but you hit the blue. There's not that barrier behind it, so it would have moved further and it would reduce the speed and power. Come back from the wall. Maybe a measure for 2, but it's in there.
That's nice and spiffy, and there's the GB contingency, you see. Louis Saunders on the second from the right. He was up in the commentary box yesterday.
Give me a run for my money.
He was commentating on Smith's quarter-final yesterday, and it was an epic match.
I was shouting at the screen myself from the other side.
It was the heat rose up in the commentary box in that quarter-final. You just see the concentration and the steely-eyed look from Smith. He's been in this position so many times. He is a well-known figure in the world of boccia. Look at that, he screams, come on! That is
2 possible runs, not the back.
Another look.
2, 2.
Looks like it will be 2, although it does look close for the second. He's got 1. He might need the measure up, see whether he can get the second, but he still has 1 ball remaining as well.
Hit and sit with this one. Just hit it on.
Just see the glow from our position here in the commentary box of the show court. All eyes on David Smith. Can he take a 2-0 advantage into the second end?
Much power there.
Yeah, too much power.
This angle,
bounce.
2.
It does look like 2, but short. Our referee Maria Bastos will have another look.
It's proved tricky with the angle of the overhead camera before. I'm getting it exactly right.
It's going to be a good start for David Smith. A 2-0 lead. Now that is the start that David would have wanted.
Yeah. That was shaky first ball, but points in the end there.
Defiant roar from the Chinese contingency.
Kai had an opportunity. It was just that short ball that gave him difficulties getting in behind that jack.
Just looking ahead as well, we've got a mouth-watering prospect coming up next. Polykronidis against John in the BC3 final. And what a final it will be. A repeat of the Rio Paralympic final.
Two guys at the top of the game, that will be really good.
I'm sure worth sticking around for that one. But at the moment, all eyes are on the BC1 final and a cracking start for David Smith. That will have settled the nerves.
Yeah. See how he responds now, Kai. I've not seen his tactics in this tournament yet, but we'll see how he copes.
Well, he wasn't under pressure as of such in the semi-finals, a 6-0 win, so he's got to come from behind. But he does have the jack.
Right in front.
2 metres for Kai Sun, so short distance, but it is, like you said, Peter, directly in front of him.
Yeah. I've used this tactic before with big hitters. You know, those with a lot of strength. So it can work.
Nice start for Kai Sun. And the reaction tells it all, but there is potentially a slight angle for David Smith.
Yeah, target is a lot larger. You can hit that.
Nice from David Smith. You can see him almost just winding it up for the power.
Kai had the right kind of thing he's trying to do. It's just the angle is just a little off. If it was a much tighter angle, Smithy, been harder for him to do it in one shot.
That's the quality of David Smith, showing out, just clearing the jack away.
That's the hard part now, following up, getting back on that jack. Power to soft.
Yes, look at that reaction from David Smith, and why not? Because that is a nice looking shot.
Yeah. Good angle against his opponent as well. Especially when right-handed. Just clipped it.
Only a slight glance for Kai Sun, so he's almost made it even harder for himself now.
Yeah, he had to go for the side of the ball. He couldn't hit it square on, so he just pushed it right onto the jack, which has happened here, but it's always a chance to happen. Just clip it.
It's an important few balls now for Kai Sun, otherwise there could be a potential opening for Smith. Oh, and he's missed that one as well, so you can see the reaction in his face as well. He's not happy with that. David Smith not even having a glance.
Now, although he's 2-0 down here, he has to think long term. There's another couple of ends to go. Does he really want to be aggressive and just go for that point right now, or just kind of go defensive and wait for the others to come from the other side? Yeah, he's gone defensive.
Gone shorter this time, and understandably why. Still short of the jack though. No, that's not done it either for Kai Sun. So 1 ball remaining, and David Smith still has 4.
And this ball right now is kind of helping him. The one on the right hand side of the screen. I mean, David can either push that gently, creating a bit bigger area to get in, or just knock it right away.
Big throw this for Kai.
That was good protection, yeah.
Really nice play, actually. Yeah, just protecting the jack. And that opening you just mentioned, Peter, is now diminished.
Yeah, but David's got 4 balls. He can do something with that.
It's all on David Smith now on this second end. 4 balls remaining.
It's a wound up.
Looking to clear. Yeah, look at that. Nicely played.
You should just take away this one now at the end.
Let's have a look. Is David Smith. I'm pretty sure you'll like what he sees.
I think you can see most of that ball at the back from the being left-handed there.
Kai Sun watching on anxiously. Oh, that is just superb.
Don't see that gap myself. See
Wow.
that replay.
Yeah, that is brilliant. And the
Yeah.
great players see those angles, and David Smith is a great player, and he's playing on the top of his game.
He's asked by measure, so who's closest now? Must have plenty of time. He's got it.
Yeah, the cries of good job. And it certainly is a great start for David Smith in the BISFed 2018 Boccia World Championships BC1 final. Here at the Exhibition Centre in Liverpool on home turf. He'll want to really entertain his home crowd.
If he gets 2 more points here, I wonder how Kyle will respond. We have to go aggressive every shot. Oh, yeah, that's it.
Looks just about okay. I'm sure there'll be a measurement. 1 ball remaining for David Smith in this second end. Nice from David Smith. He'll be happy with that. 2 in the bag. Could be 3. Three red it is. Wow. Well, what a start for David Smith. He's raced into a 5-0 lead. Quite right, Pete. It'll be really intriguing to see how Sun replies now.
Yeah. Frustration setting in, see on his face. Talking to his assistant there.
Beat the world number 2. And now we look ahead to the BC2 final, which will take place at 3:30. And it's going to be another fantastic final. We've already seen Sangampa in action, and he looked very convincing at Sugimura. And now he plays Shikran Yang in the final in what promises to be another really good spectacle on the show court. Back-to-back brilliant finals.
The Asian countries are really going strong here in the finals right now individually. formidable opponents.
David Smith will place the jack, knowing that he's got a 5-0 lead. Well, it would be some final if David Smith could wrap it up with an end to spare.
What a crowd, what I see now is Kai really pushing David here. Gives a good end to the final.
3 metres for David Smith. Oh, when he's playing this well, Peter, it's almost just too hard for Kai Sun.
It's hard to break into a game points like that.
Especially when you're running out of time.
Timing balls, yeah. Good connection. Just didn't shift it far enough, I don't think.
Yeah, he gave us a reaction, but it did break away the jack from Smith's ball, but it's...
Maybe the back of the box, you'd see it. Yeah, he's lined up ready. Someone can see enough of it. You don't want to come up the left-hand side of the ball. It's just leaving it wide open for David to get back in with another one. Make it more harder for you next time to smash it up. Oh. Just try and hit that ball up now.
Moving to the front of his box now, Kai
That's the
Sun.
wrong choice. The angle's different. From up here, you're actually pushing the ball away from the jack. Where from the back of the box, you're pushing it onto the jack. So I don't think this is right. Maybe put some spin in it. It's not what I would do. Yeah, it's away from it. I have to go to the back of the box again. See him over the white ball.
Yeah, there's a slight glimmer of the jack potentially for Kai Sun, but he's ignoring your advice, Peter.
Tunnel vision, you get that, really. You're there, you do.
And he's sticking at the front of the box. Yeah, that's a really nicely played from Kai Sun. He built it up after using his first 3 balls, and he's protected the jack.
David's got the power to really open this up.
Of course, critically, that red ball of David Smith as well is out there, and he will be looking to break this apart. And you'll hear him ask for a certain number, of course, each ball.
Yeah.
Different style, different effects.
Beautiful shot.
Stuck to it, but the chance to push that red on now.
Yeah, nicely played from David Smith. He's got a good angle now to push that red ball closer to the jack. 2 points required.
I've seen a lot of the referees here in the show court with red nail polish. I wonder if it's an indication of where it's going to win.
The mystic referees predicting the finals.
Yeah.
Maria Bastos, the referee for this BC1 final.
Oh.
Just a smile and a joke from David Smith. He was initially a bit worried, but he's...
That's helped him, that ball falling back there.
That's really played into his hands very nicely.
One for a small gap between the two reds though. Have to see it again. Will I hit it hard or will I just roll in there? It's smaller now.
Yeah, he's closing the gap in on himself. There's only one ball remaining for Sun as well to aim for. And he really needs this. Well, it's time slipping away.
All wrong side.
Yeah, and that's not very well played from Kai Sun, and he's now looking at a silver medal.
Yeah.
On a little eye roll from David Smith. He's really enjoying his time out on court on the final.
He's singing to himself there. 7 points. Your opponent's only 6 balls. You need to make a few errors yourself to give those penalty balls away. You shouldn't do that. 1 end to go in the final.
Just keep yourself calm, be professional, get the job done.
Yeah.
But what a chance this is for David Smith to potentially secure the World Championship with an end to go.
It's connected with the wrong ball, I think.
Yeah, from initial look.
Yeah, it's still 1 red.
She's going to have another look.
Check the time. Yeah, it's just 1 red.
He'll really want to go for that second red if he can. There is an option. Could he potentially, if he can get through that gap, to nudge that red ball closer to the jack?
In between the loose blue and the red, you know, then that blue will disappear out the head if you hit it and push on the red at the same time. Like ping, ping. Pinball wizard. Got it? He connected with it.
He did connect with it, but it doesn't
No?
look like it's moved. So still only 1 for David Smith at the
Let's see
moment.
again. That's just the bat again. Indicating who's to go. See from the shadows.
Measurements coming out again from Maria Bastos.
Those balls didn't move, there's glue involved. They connected with it.
So the final ball for David Smith in the 3rd end, with a gold medal in sight. Can he secure it with an end to go? Oh, he's happy with it. From the initial angle, looked like he nudged, and he has got it. And you hear the appreciation from the crowd. David Smith is now, without doing anything silly in the final end, is the BC1 world champion. And look at the reaction from David Smith.
Still an end to go. Just maybe showboat here. Or I don't know what we'll do.
This could be entertaining stuff from David Smith in the end. He's wrapped up the championship, barring anything stupid. He has got the World Championship. And
Just on the ballot now.
just looking ahead to our 4th and final of the
BC4s.
afternoon, the BC4s. Grisella's against Yang, which should be another mouth-watering contest. And if you've enjoyed seeing David Smith in the first final, you are going to enjoy the BC4 final.
The powerhouse. Zhang and Gonzalez, really strong in all areas. Be a great, great match.
It should be all fascinating finals, so do stick with us for the rest of the afternoon. Referee just talking to Sun. And it will be Sun to place the jack, even though he knows that he will be only receiving the silver medal. Still an end to go, still remain professional for David Smith, and he opts to go longer this time.
It's 6.5 meters.
7 meters for Sun. Very close, Peter.
Yeah. Oh, to the side. He rushed that ball.
He did. You can see the composure and the confidence has gone a little bit.
Maybe he just wants off that corner. He knows the opportunity to win it. It's gone.
David Smith, it'll be interesting to see how he plays this final end. I'm sure he'll want to go out with a bang and really entertain his
Where's
home
he
crowd.
He's going for that cross.
He's gone for the cross.
Wait. What are you doing?
David Smith with the championship already won. He's just toying with the with Kai Sun. He looks very confident, doesn't he, David Smith? The smile on his face, he can't hide the smile.
Turn off the lights, you'll still see the smile.
Well, he's gone for the jack this time, and it's whistled past. But he's
He
still
has
smiling.
to think about the games here still. He's not thinking about the game now.
You've got to remain professional, and I'm sure he'll want to add 1 or 2 more points to the tally. Well, he's now playing a bit better now in this end, and he's hammering towards the jack. But David Smith, what a tournament, what a championship he has had. He's really given us some thrills and spills throughout the tournament. He was so close to nearly exiting at the quarter-final stage. Went to a tie-break. And the semis as well, of course, yeah. 5-4 victory. So he hasn't done it the easy way.
Those are the sweeter wins, I think. You do that. Yeah, good response.
That's a nice shot from Kai Sun, who has equally had a fantastic tournament as well, and it'll be, I'm sure he'll really love to get a point on the board in the final.
Yeah. Knocking out some big hitters in the way as well.
None more so than Daniel Perez as well in the semis. Another replay. Really nice throw. Good line and pace from Kai Sun. Oh, that's lovely from David Smith as well, but not close enough. He's coming to have a look, David Smith. He's maybe had a change of thought. He'd like to add a few more points to that
He's
tally.
just enjoying the moment. That's what he's doing.
And why not as well, after a fantastic 3 ends. You can play with calmness going into these final 2 remaining balls.
It's the wrong side there.
Wrong side for Smith, but you can just tell that he's got no worries.
No, you can't get 6, 7 out of that now.
Smile on his face as he's throwing his final delivery in the BC1 final. Can he produce some magic? He can't. So a point on the board will be for Kai Sun, and he's deserved it throughout the tournament with the way he's played, and a true competitor in the championships. But David Smith can now watch on knowing that the World Championship is his.
Can he get a few more? Just a little short again. That'll cause him difficulties.
Yeah, he's blocked off the straight line for the jack, so he'll have to head to the left. Or go straight for it, and it bounces off relatively kindly.
Chance to come in off that ball now.
2 remaining for Kai Sun. Ask for it straight away.
Power wise, might only get 1 chance at this.
Oh, nice from Kai Sun. Or is it close enough? No, from the initial angle it looked like it bounced favourably.
It's more power in this one. Yeah, power.
Nice, and he's really happy with that. But it's all over in the BC1 category. Whatever score Kai Sun receives in this final end, David Smith is the BC1 champion. And it is 2 points for Kai Sun, so he's got some score on the board. And a shake of the hands from both players. David Smith, a roar of defiance. The man from Great Britain, and it's another win for David Smith. He's played brilliantly throughout these championships. And that's another one to the trophy cabinet. What a performance in a final when you've been up against it in the quarters and the semi-finals, to really produce a performance like that, and you can see the crowd really giving him a good reception. What a fantastic performance from David Smith.
Yeah, really strong. That's a solid performance. That's what we like to see from those early games as well.
Well, there we have it, our first final. It has finished, and it's a win for David Smith. He is absolutely delighted. We are as well in the commentary box. And we will move on to our second final, which will be the BC3 final between Greg Polygonjonis and Awan Jong. And it should be a really intriguing final, that one. Lots of history between the 2 players. That one will be coming up at 2 o'clock, so please do join us for that. It's set to be a fantastic, fantastic final. But David Smith is the BC1 World Champion.
Hello, I'm David Smith, and my memories from the World Championships final in Liverpool are, well, the whole tournament really was fantastic. The crowds, the atmosphere was probably the first time Boccia had ever had a paying crowd, and like all the calls were made in such a way that you had a really good atmosphere on all of them. For the final, I was on the main sort of centre court, so I had the grandstand behind us, the lights and all that. So yeah, it was a totally different atmosphere to the other courts, and yeah, it was really cool. The final seemed to go a lot quicker than I expected. It just seemed to go with a blink of the eye. I can't remember much about it, to be honest. But the one memory I have is the guard of honour that the whole team gave me after I finished the final and won, and we walked off court, and the whole UK squad gave me a guard of honour down the corridor, which was pretty special, and I'll remember that forever. Yeah, and my opponent had a really good tournament actually. He wasn't, I don't think he was expecting to get to the final, but he did really well. And yeah, he played well throughout, so credit to him as I made it a good final.
我是北京的残疾人硬地滚球运动员孙凯，我在2008年8月份很荣幸地参加了英国世界残疾人硬地滚球锦标赛。我在这次比赛当中取得了第2名的银牌的成绩。我要感谢伟大的祖国和用心培养我的教练。在这次比赛中最深刻的就是我的决赛的成绩离我的梦想遥远了一步。我在一只手，我一定对他说：“狭路相逢勇者胜。”我要坚强、努力、拼搏、锻炼，强大自己，为祖国争光，加油！